Hi guys, it's Dr. Pete here, and welcome to this spotlight video showcasing some best practices. Today we're going to have a look at the Gap State High School and their approach to student well-being. You know, I've been privileged to be on the journey with the Gap State High School in their positive education, and then more recently how they've been linking that to student well-being. And what particularly impresses me is how they are measuring, monitoring, and maximising student well-being. We're going to be hearing from Carolyn Spears, Deputy Principal at the Gap State High School and Queensland Chair of the Positive Education Schools Association. Carolyn's going to share three things with us: the positive education journey at the Gap State High School, strategies around supporting well-being, and using the Student Pulse program. Let's get into it now.
One of the things that we started off with in about 2014 is we were working on some key staff going down to the Institute of Positive Education down at Geelong Grammar School. The staff were key and instrumental, I suppose, change makers in terms of what they learned and brought back to our school, and really identified what was critical about positive education and the benefits that it could bring to our school community. More recently is we've realigned our school values and our school vision. So we believe in learners who flourish, and we have four key values. That's thinking big, stepping up, paying it forward, and being kind.
I think Carolyn makes a really good point about using a positive education strategy is very much a journey, like a lot of tools we use in schools, and that we need to context them. I also like how they built up their competencies as a school before they made that realignment shift, which is a really important consideration in change management. Let's have a look at what Carolyn's got to say about supporting student well-being.
We've started a big project in our school, and part of that, I think it was brought really about through the COVID scenario that happened in term 2, is that we felt we needed a measurement. And also it was poignant because we had used a couple of other measurement tools in the past few years to measure wellbeing, but it was really, I suppose, an endpoint approach, and it really didn't give point-in-time data and track the students. So what we're doing is we've created a new pedagogical framework. Part of that encompasses obviously wellbeing and our PERMA framework and other aspects to that, and wellbeing. But what we are trying to do is make students more self-regulated, and also for students to take charge of their learning. So part of that taking charge and their self-efficacy is really around them being reflective.
Really appreciate what Carolyn's saying there, particularly the importance of measuring regularly student well-being, because it's not a single point in time or static, it's a dynamic variable. The importance of the work they've done at the Gap State High School to integrate their well-being strategy with their pedagogical framework, and of course the most important thing of all, ensuring students are autonomous and promoting their self-reflection. Let's jump into the final bit now about using the Student Pulse program.
We do a Student Pulse survey. This happens weekly, and that pulse data is collated, and then we get an aggregate which I send to my heads of year, and we as a heads of year then work out strategies to target and pinpoint from the top end, from the adult side of things, and then we have students working on the other end in their Connect classes. We are going to share the data with the students so that then they can take charge. We will show them how as a year level and as a class they're going and how they're travelling, and then certainly the idea is that in little peer groups they will look at the data and identify why it may be that way, and then they're going to discuss in their peer group how that's what the reasons are, and then they're going to identify some strategies that they could input to make their wellbeing better. And then they will get back together as a class and share their ideas. And so it's really about taking charge as a class of improving how they're going and how they're feeling. And then as each class does that, then as a collective, we're all working towards that common goal of wellbeing.
And the work the Gap State High School have done, the heads of year and the middle and senior leaders in driving the Student Pulse program to change student wellbeing has been really amazing, really pioneering stuff. Look, thanks for watching this spotlight on student wellbeing in the first of our series where we showcase some best practices in high performance schools. Until next time, bye for now.